Welcome to CATA TV, and we continue our very interesting discussion with some of the executives of McKinsey and Company. We're joined now by John Strevel. And John, you've created, there's that Breaking Away report, which is a sort of an umbrella perspective on competitiveness, but you've taken that and you've drilled down in terms of the electronics manufacturing sector, really looking at some of the dynamics of what we need to do better. Can you give us a little preview of that report and why it's critical?
Absolutely, thanks John. The electronics manufacturing sector is actually an extremely important sector in the global economy. It's actually the fastest growing trade sector in the global economy. It's one where Canada has lagged behind, whereas world growth has been extremely fast, Canada has been flat. But also, secondly important, Canada actually has companies that compete. Well-known Nortel used to, RIM, Celestica. We have companies that have participated in this sector. And then lastly, this is an example of a sector that's going to play out to, like other sectors will, as this sector is at the leading edge of disaggregation and global industry restructuring, provides a very important lessons learned for other sectors. So some would think that this might be a labor cost argument only, and it's actually not the case. We found that other countries such as Israel, Finland, Korea have been able to grow despite being a high cost labor market. Finland in particular has some very interesting lessons for Canada. The combination between private sector initiatives and public sector initiatives through the government has really created an environment where that sector was able to grow from 5% of that country's manufacturing share to over 20%. So really a 5x growth in that sector over the last 10 years, and I think it creates some wonderful lessons for Canada.
So some best practice information.
So again, it's the combination between private, between public, between cultural aspects, is competing on the global scale, taking our products to the global markets, not just the one market or the local markets, and it's creating the ecosystem of partnerships to really make it work. It's just not one company, it's the ecosystem that comes together to really make a success. So encourage the readers to listeners to read the report. We'd love to engage in the debate and think this is a wonderful and exciting time for Canada.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. John Strevel, McKinsey and Company. Both reports, the Breaking Away and the Electronics Manufacturing Sector report, will be made available on the communique. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.